Speed keys enable a cashier to process more customers in less time. This chapter discusses two distinct steps of speed key preparation. First is the planning step. Speed keys work better when they are based on a sound plan. The second step involves the programming of the speed keys. A good speed key plan requires that you look at your entire store inventory and decide what items you wish to place on speed keys. Remember, if you place too many speed keys on the touchscreen, the cashiers will spend too much time looking for the keys, and this is counterproductive. Instead, look at the items that are best candidates for speed keys. Good candidates for speed keys include items that are top sellers, that are bulky, that are stored outside of the store itself, items that are messy, items that do not scan easily, and items that require the entry of a birth date. We suggest that you write all of your candidates for speed keys on 3x5 cards. Now look at what you have. In some cases, you may have several items that can fit into a single category. The 3x5 cards for these items can be stacked into a single group. After you have finished, look at the number of stacks or individual cards that you have. We recommend that you limit yourself to no more than about 30 speed keys. These stacks or cards will be the candidates you have for your top-level speed keys. You will need to choose a category for the stacks, like items such as soft drinks or cigarettes. Now you have your plan. Let's take a look at the programming. You will be shown both major steps, which are required, and hints, which can help make things a little easier. The first step is to go to the Manager workstation and sign on. You then take the path Setup, Register, Speed Key Maintenance. This will take you to the Speed Key Maintenance screen, the place where you will build your speed keys. When you first arrive, you will see a screen to the left of center where the menus will be displayed. Click on Add, and you will go to the Speed Key Maintenance screen where you will build the speed keys. Once selected, a Home button pops into the field at position number 14. There will also be, if needed, a More and a Back button. The other positions are available for speed keys. Next, we make the menu description. For this illustration, we will use hot dogs, and we will use all lowercase letters because that is the signature or convention we will use for all submenus. We will now pick the location of the key. The program will make a selection for you, but you may change by simply clicking another position on the screen. We then click the Add Key button, and the key will take on a green color. Next, we link the speed key to a particular PLU. We do this in the code description box. One way to do this is to use the ellipsis to take us to a search where we can type in a numerical code and then we can press Enter. If we see the desired item, we can highlight it, select it, and it will then appear as a caption on the speed key. We recommend icons where they can be helpful. To select an icon, go to the ellipsis and search for an icon. Once the icon is selected and appears, you begin work on that next item by clicking on a location on the field, click Add Key, and note at this time that both the submenu and the menu description remain the same, so you can now proceed to the code box. This time, at the code box, instead of looking up the code, let's say we remember exactly the number we want to use here. In that case, we can simply type in the number in the code box and it will instantly assign the corresponding caption. Again, we will post an icon. Now you're going to repeat these steps for as many keys as you have on this particular menu. Notice that some captions are too long for the keys. You can select these keys and make them fit. You do this by changing the name in the caption box. This will not change the name in the database, just the name as it appears on the key. Now when you've completed an entire menu, then you can press Save. You are now ready to build a second submenu page, which could be called Pizza. Here is an illustration of how that menu could come together. Check to make sure that you have selected submenu. Make sure that it has a lowercase name. Click the location and add the key. And get a PLU link. Repeat as required. As I build this submenu page, I'm going to do it a little differently, and I'm going to place all my icons at one time. This is another method you can use. If you want to use an icon for several keys, you can use Control-C to copy an icon and Control-V to paste it to another key. You can also rearrange the keys to make them easier for the cashier to use. Here we are going to illustrate the building of one more submenu and demonstrate how to use the code to find all of the items with a particular name. In this illustration, coffee. See how you can use and select the PLU you want, and then use that to tie that to a particular key. This is very helpful when you are building keys for several PLUs in the same category. Here is the completed coffee submenu. When complete, save. We are now ready to add secondary keys. These will be drill down keys, and they will be colored blue. Here we will be building keys much the same way as primary keys, but there are two things that are different. First, we will use upper and lower case letters in combination when naming this menu page. You will position and add these keys as before. You will provide a name using the upper and lower case combinations, such as hot lunch, that you see used here. Your next step is the second difference. Instead of selecting an individual item code, you will be selecting from the collection of submenus that you have just assembled. Your key will be blue, signifying that it will not ring up a sale, but instead will take you to a submenu. You can give an icon to the blue keys as well. Continue adding the secondary keys and complete this particular menu. Repeat, building other secondary menus as needed. The example shown here is beverages. Our final step is to create a primary menu. Again, we start by clicking Add. This time we click the Primary radio button. And when we name the menu page, we will use all capital letters. These keys will also be blue. The primary menu keys usually tie to secondary menus in the pull-down menu area. You can see which are secondary by the combination of capital and lowercase letters. You can, however, tie directly to a submenu if you please. When you are finished, you save. Note that when you go back to the view showing the library of menu pages, you can easily tell which level is which because of the use of the upper and lower case combinations. When you save speed keys, they are active immediately. Here is a view of the speed keys on the touch screen. It's always a good idea to take the time to involve your employees, not only by training them on the new speed keys, but by taking their suggestions on how speed keys may be able to help your store.